Okay, we are live now. Good day to all of our viewers. Today happens to be the Focal Talk. I'm your co-host, K. Lyndon Toba, and Lavi is in the background. He has just appeared, and we will be talking on a host of other important issues in our district. So welcome wherever you are. It's back to Lavi. Apparently, you have something to say as an introductory statement.
Yeah, it's just good being here. I mean, this is Focal Talk. We are expecting our guest, and that is the in person of Honorable Wilmot Smith, who also is a resident of District 13. We have some national and district issues to discuss with him. But whilst we wait, we will be looking at the just ended inaugural program for the Township of New Georgia that was held yesterday. I mean, good that Foka had his presence there and you follow that program. You will kind of like talk us through what it was, what are some of the words from the mouths of the people, and we'll also look at the just and the CDC primary. There continues to be very serious dissatisfaction from major blocks of that political party in the district with their own observation of how the primary was carried out. They didn't feel that a white ballot was important. Other people feel that, I mean, Edward has done an overwhelming amount of work. He deserves it. So we will be looking at that. And something very important, I think in my own opinion, and in the opinion of so many other Liberians, we are at the point where we should be talking that we should all agree in one voice that drug the issue of drug business now should be declared a national health emergency. We cannot overstate the number of harm, the level of harm illicit drug has caused to this country. I mean, it is so overwhelming to the point that there are videos just all over social media each and every day, seeing young minds, bright futures being destroyed. With this new thing talk, I know talk about Kush and all of that. So we will also be looking, even if our guests come, these are things that we'll also discuss with him. And yeah, and probably some trending issues if it comes out or if it comes to mind. But this is going to be our base discussion. So Lennon, I want to say good for playing that very good co-host role, and let us now just, I would say, just feed us with some background music, intro song, and then we can get back starting over the conversation.
So yeah,
Lennon
okay.
is over.
Yesterday,
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, we say welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So Lennon, I will start with you. Yesterday, you were part of the OB crew that carried live the program of the newly I know elected or appointed commissioner for the township of New Georgia. I will want you to tell
yeah.
us how that program went, and what was some of the side. I mean, what was some of the what was the feel from those attending? I mean, I would just like to know because there are a lot. There's been a lot. I know that this was this the new commissioner for the township of New Georgia was just a part of the workforce of the Watch Commission, the Watch Commission that is heavily influenced and guided by the under the board leadership of Honorable Sir Hali Joseph. I have heard so many times. I mean that this new commissioner is, I mean, is within at the center point of the senators' guided friendship or guided council. So what is it? You just try to tell us how was that entire program like yesterday?
Yeah, so I want to thank you over for such a very beautiful presentation relative to some of the trending issues in our district. Yesterday program, the induction ceremony of Stanley L. Wright was more of a CDC kind of program because I saw so many government officials from the CDC angle. They were all, and they were all present. And howbeit the momentum on yesterday was very, 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 very impressive. It was indeed an elaborate program. They started they started the parade on yesterday at the Iron Factory football field where residents from all parts of the 13 communities and that of the four communities from the Kawa Township, they all converged at the Iron Factory football field and they went to a particular church called Trent. It is the the resurrection of evangelical ministry. That was where the program was held on yesterday. Uh, there were several other speeches made. Senator Sir Joseph was present. Bobby Wilfield, who is now the Commissioner General of the Watch Commission, like you rightly said. Uh, Frank Safoco was present. The Superintendent for Montserrado County, Francis Brunel, was also present, and a host of other people, co-commissioners, were all in attendance on yesterday. So, I mean, it was more of a CDC-like program. For me, as what I saw on yesterday was a clear display that because Unity Party have had a very big program in District 18, so CDC wanted to use that kind of occasions to showcase their political strength in District 18.
So
Are you
okay,
there?
show. Yes, I'm following you. I just took your last word. Showcase their political strength. So, what do you know about Stanley Wright apart from him being the former? You said how what position he held at
Well,
Watch?
he was the deputy. He was one of the inspectors at Watch because when Frank Sack Foucault came, he made reference that Stanley was one of the inspectors, and as per his tax given to him, Frank Sack Foucault, that was the words of Frank Sack Foucault on yesterday. As per the tax given to him, Stanley was deputizing him. So he was one of the commissioners at the area there.
So, but in attendance was the outgoing commissioner in attendance?
No, the outgoing commissioner was never in attendance. Uh, from all indications, there were jabs thrown at the outgoing commission, and
What
from
specific?
all
What's what?
what from what we from what our
Uh,
media team gathered, because we provided a live coverage of the entire event from the genesis of the process up to where we were, from the genesis of the process up to where we were. We saw people throwing jabs that power is not only good for your one. You need to give other people chance to serve. And even the superintendent re-echoed that. She made certain statement which was about somebody not wanting to relinquish power after the president has appointed and went through the proper channel of confirmation at the Liberian Senate.
so now we say that you have an outgoing commissioner and you have an incoming commissioner, but then at the critical junction there isn't any working relationship. So how is it that the new commissioner is going to really have the kind of support he needs to get on his feet running? Because don't forget, the outgoing commissioner, yes, has been there for a lot of time. So there is a whole lot of things that he has to turn over: physical documents, I mean, verbal pieces of advice, verbal instruction, verbal guidance, and all of that. So if you have this kind of friction taking place, is it that I mean, what do we envision for a standard right term of leadership? Usually, people create a lot of chaos before leaving leadership, and then once they come, instead of people getting started to work, you hear this thing about peace and reconcile the district. It ends up in football games. It ends up in merrymaking, with not the problems itself being solved. So now that you have the outgoing and incoming not having a common point of meeting, what can you predict that Stanley's own term of leadership will be for him?
Well, from all indications, because considering the fact that the outgoing commissioner, who should have turned all relevant documents about and that was intended or that was meant to bring Stanley up to speed with all of what he has been doing, uh, Stanley may be challenged in terms of documentations. He may be definitely challenged because at one point in time, when Sir Joseph was given the podium to speak, he said that nobody will ever, he is empowering Stanley Wright, who was inducted on yesterday. He said he is empowering Stanley Wright to revisit all of the previous arrangement that was signed by the outgoing commissioner.
So you are not just not informing me, but it is the entire public. Is it that, I mean, because we are talking about the senator himself playing a leadership role, finding an amicable solution where you serve, because you are amongst the leaders of Montserrado County. If you are not there to solve problems but to inflame situations, I'm very afraid that it's going to be difficult for Stanley to do his work, because
Definitely.
it should not be that the outgoing commissioner is not a sedition and the incoming is a sedition. So we don't see past these party interests and look at the common national interest of our country, because it continues to happen. This thing is a repetition each and every time, and we are not learning from them. The outgoing commissioner that I am fully aware of is not a sedition. He has never been a part of a CDC. Stanley that I know very well, Stanley is more like a brother to Sir Joseph, and Stanley is a very staunch supporter of CDC. So now for us to look at the national issue and see how well we can solve these national issues and drive problems critical to national development, bring on board strategic ideas and new innovative ways to dealing with challenges, even the illicit drugs that is overwhelmed by the entire township of New Georgia. We have we have that entire in leadership. The start of leadership is the explosion of confusion. The next thing, now we are going to election. After confusion, that the commissioner is going to be more politically concerned about the re-election of George Weah. Why am I saying
Definitely.
these things? We will not have the time to sit at the table, bring on stakeholders, see where the outgoing commissioner did not really perform, and how we could bring on ideas to perform in these areas to mitigate some of the challenges we are dealing with confusion. And for me, with all respect to the honorable man Sir Joseph, I think at this point he should be at a place where he's playing a middleman role to see that peace and tranquility prevails. Because if the township of New Georgia fails, he as a senator fails, because he is a representative of Montserrado County. He is not a representative. He is a senator of Montserrado County. He's not a senator of Bapolu. He's not a senator of Grange. He is a senator of Montserrado County. As much as he represents a political institution, his primary representation is to the people of Montserrado County and not a political party.
Definitely.
So you see
Oh
this,
well,
Governor?
yeah, yeah. But we when the newly inducted commission was asked to speak after he was being presented they gobbled after the transfer. They gobbled over to him. They gobbled the ceremony about the transferation of the gobbled from the superintendent to Stanley L. Wright on yesterday. There were a lot of statements. There were a lot of key issues that he spoke about. He spoke about the fact that he will be able to reconcile reconcile the entire township. He spoke about peace. He spoke about rehabilitation. He spoke about he spoke about developments, and he spoke about the progress of the township of New Georgia. So, from all indication, what we can be able to understand from that of the speech was that he is more concentrated on reconciling, despite the outgoing commission may have an issue. But I think he is open up to reconciliations based upon the statement he made on yesterday. Are you there?
If you talk about if he was more concerned, I yes, no. I mean, congratulations to Stanley. We residents of District 13, we are very ready to work with him. I mean, Foka, Team Andy had their were fully represented. We made our presence felt. In as much as we wanted to have said more, the little time that we were given, I think 2 or 3 minutes, we had what we had to say, and we sent our words of support to him through our CEO Andy Broblajala, and we stand for that. But in as much as because we stand for these things, not even in as much because we stand for these things, it is our duty and responsibility to highlight some of the weaknesses that the commissioner is starting up with. Because if the commissioner wants to work, if the commissioner is willing to work, the commissioner should stand ready for us to be constructive in terms of criticizing his stance and his style of leadership. If the commissioner was so much concerned about leadership or unity or reconciliation, it would have been seen yesterday. The commissioner would have sat over there, carried that program live, and see the outgoing commissioner seated. Even if his facial expression would not have been a happy one, it would have been a good sign or kudos to the new commissioner that the outgoing commissioner is seated at his program. That is where reconciliation starts. Because let's not forget, the outgoing commissioner has his block of supporters. You have residents in the township that loves and respects him, that looks up to him that look up to him for pieces of advice. So a show of support, a show of reconciliation starts with doing everything that you can in your power as a commissioner to ensure that the commissioner and few of his executives are present. Next thing, you try as much as possible on your words. Because, yeah, you are telling me, I never had the time to look at that program, that people went at the program, the speakers who took the platform, who mounted the platform, through jibes. How is it
Yeah,
that you
definitely.
are going how is it that you are serious about reconciliation, but on the very first day of work, because your inaugural program is your first day of work, not after the inaugural program. You start work the very day you are put into office. So at the very start of work, what do we see? We see you in flaming situations. But then you come back at the same time, you are telling us that you are going to be your primary concern is going to be reconciliation. Like I just said earlier, we will leave the serious things of having serious dialogues and serious conversations, and we'll go to the point where we organize football matches and kickball games and drink beer. But we refuse to have the hard conversations that will actually drive this district forward. You could be very serious about reconciliation. Also, you could be very serious about holding the commissioner accountable. But the program, the absence of the commissioner and his executives, the blatant, I mean, approach by leaders of CDC, key leaders, including the senator himself, to throw jibes on such a program sets off a very rocky road for the current commissioner. That's my
Definitely.
point. Anybody can come and argue it. I mean, anybody can have a dissenting opinion. But I think the startup of the commissioner's program said to we the residents of the township that this is not going to be an easy journey for this commissioner.
So one of the things that I want us to look at is the fact that when Senator Sir Joseph was asked to speak on yesterday, he made a commitment. He said one of the reasons why the township of New Georgia has been deprived of development in terms of road connectivity is the fact that they the outgoing commissioner has not been more proactive. He has not been living up to the cordial relationship that he wanted. But with the fact that Senate Elray, who was inducted on yesterday, was soon into office, that is indeed a clear demonstration that development is indeed coming to to the New Georgia Township. He even make reference that New Georgia Township is the oldest township. He is so concerned about doing everything he can to ensure that the first the first technical institutions is is established in District 13. This is why he is more focused. And few months from now or few weeks from now, he will be having a very elaborate program wherein he will be dedicating the first technical schools in the township of New Georgia. So that was
So
one of
this
the
is so,
statements
so, so
he
this
made,
is
Sir Joseph made.
so Leonard, you see, this is what I'm talking, right? And I think for us to have a balanced conversation, we need to start up by having doing everything in our own weak ways to have the outgoing commissioner sit on this program, on this focal talk for us to have some very hard conversation. I know very well that the technical college that the honorable is talking about has been around for a very long period of time. So one would now say that the the senator did not want to complete and dedicate that program because he did not intend doing it under the leadership of the outgoing commissioner. So another thing, if you said that he was not working according to your will, what is your will? It is your will, the will of the people of the township, of the people of Montserrado, or it was the will of yourself that you wanted him to play by, that he too sees, looking at himself in his position, he was not prepared to play by. So these are all things that we need to have. At some point, we bring on the commissioner, but we should start with the outgoing commissioner. Know why, first and foremost, why he was not part of the program. Was he invited anyway and he didn't show up? I mean, why he did not show up, even though he was invited, even though he was invited. What happened at the back? Because too many things happen. It is now clear that too many things happen to the back for which we don't know. We are going to make our assumptions here at the end, but at the end of the day, this conversation should boil down with clear facts and clear understanding by bringing on board the actors, be it the senator, the incoming, the current commissioner, the outgoing commissioner, for us to really have a very clear understanding. Because two things you just said, not working according to his will, and now that this college that I have visited it, I know it very well. I know for the length of time it's been around, it is now prepared to be dedicated. So development now is going to happen. I know for a fact that the senator and this commissioner have always had the outgoing the former commissioner have always had issues, and we just there are a couple of things we need to understand. So I hope that we can be able to reach out, extend invitation to the outgoing commissioner, and next to the senator himself on this particular issue, and then to the current commissioner Stanley, for us to read. Because if we do not put our foot down to really understand some of these things, trust me, we are going to get in a politically chaotic township. That development, even though it will come, it will happen in sections where people are of the system, and it will not happen in sections where people are not part of the system. We need we need a collective development. We need collective involvement. We need to feel development at every sections of the township, and not only in sections where, okay, I am a seditian, or this block is a CDC block, or this individual is going to get or scholarship into the school because they are the first batch of citizens, or they are the loyal citizens, and all of these things. If we don't start to engage these things, this is where our district is going to be headed, and I don't think it is a good thing for us to do. And Leonard, well,
Yes, it
as we
is not
go
a good
on,
thing for. It's not a
it
good
is
thing
not
for
good.
our.
I mean, I could
Yeah,
agree.
it
I
is
could
not a
agree
good
to the
thing.
fact. Yeah, I could agree to the fact that the commissioner needed to be changed. He's been serving since Madame Selif's term. He needed to be changed. We needed to calibrate the leadership. So, is it that calibrating the leadership brought about the confusion, or the manner in which it was done, or the level of undermining he received during the period he served? All of these things need to be understood. But I don't disagree with the fact that he needed to be changed. But the manner is what we need to understand. Okay. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can come in.
Yeah. Yesterday when the superintendent, that is one. The statement she made on yesterday is what I want us to carefully look at. She
Okay.
cited one of the provisions that has to do with all of those appointed by the president works in line and will line and pleasure of the president. So if the president deems it necessary that your action that you have demonstrated over the period of time does not reconcile with the will and pleasure, he can deem it necessary to to have you removed and look for and replace you by a more competent person. So I don't know as to whether she too was actually throwing jab, as though the outgoing commissioner is incompetent, or perhaps it was just a kind of situations meant to inflame the already deployable relationship they have already experienced from the outgoing commissioner.
You said who made that statement?
The superintendent, Madame Branel, she was the one who made that
The
statement on yesterday. She
superintendent
said,
comes. Yeah, the superintendent
yeah,
comes
she
in and
said,
made such statement. The superintendent,
mm-hmm.
what has been the role of the superintendent to ensure that the outgoing commission the former commissioner did his work void of political interference? What has been her role? Or is it now a war or CDC in a unity party war? Let's not forget Ambassador Michael McCarthy, the current US ambassador. He's a conservative, he's not a liberal. But he's doing the work not for the Democratic Party. He's doing the work for the government and people of the United States of America. We should not run a system where if you're not a citizen, even if you are qualified, you can work. Like I said from the very beginning, he's worked. If you look at if you count the number of years from former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to now, he served a very long time. His removal or his replacement should I think it was one that was supposed to be honorably done looking at the length of time he served. If he did not do his work, people was there should have been audit, there should have been several things published and presented to the residents of the township to know that okay, these are the lapses of the individual. You cannot be a superintendent, you go about attacking somebody. What has been your role? What is your own level of presence in Montserrat that we can look at? Okay, you say work, way and pleasure. What at the end of the day, we the people can question the president to define to us his will and his pleasure. Because that thing called will and pleasure should be one that reflects the needs, the wants of the citizens of the nation. Now the president said, I mean, do this, that something that is going to be detrimental, then it defines me will and pleasure. So, what is the will and pleasure? That's the reason why I said from the beginning we need to have the commissioner here present with us. Let us understand some of these things. Let him tell us what was the will and pleasure from the president that he felt very uncomfortable with, that he felt was detrimental to the needs of the residents of the township, that he could not live by. So, because of that, he had to be replaced, and not on the basis that he has served long enough. Now he needed to give corridor for another fresh blood and energetic person to come in. That's that's one of the key reasons we need to have the commissioner on this show to explain to us, to define to us what defines President George Weah will and pleasure.
Definitely. I can give
Leonard?
you an assurance that the next edition of the program we will do everything possible in the backstage to ensure that the commissioner can appear on this platform, specifically the Focal Talk, so that we too can hear his side of the story. And because from all indications, what we have heard from the other side or from the other segment of the argument is the fact that he doesn't want to cooperate, and perhaps he has a kind of way of explaining, because we are hearing that the commissioner is also arguing that uh, the recent appointment made by the president, it is not acceptable, because we are just an inch away to a major election, and he believes that he shouldn't be removed at this point in time. You understand? So that is what we are hearing. But the fact about that whole situation has not been entirely established. So we cannot run up with a judgment that he doesn't want to cooperate. All we can be saying is based on
Yeah,
assumptions from the first segment of information we have gathered.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, at some point in the discussion, Leonard, you should
Mhm.
kindly publish the numbers for people to call in, because I think these kind of conversations it is important that we have the residents' own input into it. So once we take break and come back, during the
Mhm.
conversations, call will be allowed. We can break in and listen to take calls from the public, and then we can continue
Okay.
to with our talk. So the next one of the things we not, yeah, like we said, we are not, we gave some clever assumptions and try to understand the matter uh, uh, out of without the key actors being present. So we will not go too deep into that. But what we now have to do, we have a responsibility upon us to ensure that key actors come, like the outgoing commissioner, the current commissioner, or the former commissioner, the current commissioner, and you have the Senator Sir Joseph. If we can even get the superintendent herself, Madam Brunel, that is going to be an addition. So at the end of the day, when all of these people have come on this show and explain their various points, we can now have a clear understanding as to what really occurred. Because
Yeah,
now we
yeah.
are at the point where we're not talking about driving development. We are not talking about driving development. Now we are talking about reconciliation. So we leave that. And when we come back from our break, we will now be looking at the Jets and the CDC primary. That we all know that Edward Papi Flomo won on white ballot. How white was that ballot that he won on? And I mean, what lessons can be learned? What are some of the things? I think because of that white ballot, we are now hearing, it is though not official, that some staunch supporter of CDC are intending to run as independent candidates. How detrimental would that be for the party as a whole? How detrimental would that be for Edward Papi Flomo himself? What leverage it gives to the opposition? People like Colonial Kratopa, who is not backing down in campaigning. You have Solomon Chipo and all of these people. What advantage it put? What sets of advantages it pulls to them if a well-known individual like Wilmot Smith should decide to run outside the CDC corridor because of the manner in which said primary was carried out. So when we return from our break, we'll be looking at that, and then you can please publish the numbers. How be it, people can also text their questions, their concerns, and their comments, and we are going to have them read or answered if that's something that we can all answer. Leonard, it's over to you.
All right. Okay. As you heard from the host of the program, and that's Lavi Lincoln, you can post your question, your comment. You can still participate with the number that we are about to place on the screen. So we take our first break to return.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal. Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, we are back. So on Thursday, the CDC District 18 chapter had their primary, in which some high-ranking officials of the ruling coalitions for democratic change, the likes of Moba Modul, the likes of the CDC youth chairman, Moba Johnson, Jefferson Tamakoji, who happens to be the Secretary General of the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change, was present in District 18. The program was actually held at the.
Are you a sedition? Let me just.
No, I'm not a sedition, but that is what the normally say. That they are actually. I just quoting from them. I'm not a sedition, and I don't claim to be a sedition.
I got very concerned.
Yeah, Liberia is Liberia is my party. So whatever the outcome from the election is, we will be left with no alternative but to accept the result. But the only thing we are interested in is the fact that we want our country to move in the right trajectory. So I was just bringing you up to speed with what dramatized on Friday relative to the primary, in which it was reported that Edward Papi Flomot won on the web ballot. But since that result came out, there are lots of people, strong supporters of the CDC, is very annoyed over the fact that they believe that Edward should not be contesting on the party ticket because he has not been able to deliver in his role as a lawmaker. Some of them even went as far as branding him as a bubble lawmaker. Something I think from his angle they will respond to. So far so good. That is where we are with that particular development.
But I think
so it is back to you so that you can be able to lend your analysis on it.
From this institution, I think I read there is an institution that come up with the legislative report card on the legislators. Edward has desperately performed every time these scorecards come out. Edward, there were times, starting from his attendance, his participation on the floor, supporting the passage of bills, he's desperately performed. So, like I said on the other show, when I sat there for some time inside District 13, I was concerned on what deliverables that Edward Flomo, who once ran as an independent candidate, even though he was a sedition, ran as an independent candidate because he was not. They felt that his character, his alleged drug involvement, was something that they did not want to think their party with. So some members decided to deal with him from the outside. He ran as a independent candidate, received overwhelming support from the opposition bloc. Even Colonel Karatupa supported him, marched with him. I mean, all in the district. I tend to sometimes reflect on how that moment. Every time she thinks about that moment, how is it like to her? But then he won. You had Henry Costa protecting, announcing his votes here, there, and then. You had people like Yeke Koluba going in the district to provide him with the level of security. On the other hand, you had people, influx of CDC officials going at his house to celebrate him, speaking with the president, and all of that. Years have come and gone. Edward Papi Flomo has underrepresented District 13. But then you have CDC looking back in the district and selecting him on a white ballot. Uh, I'm thinking, for what reason? Is it for national reason?
I want to believe.
I
I
don't
want to
know if
believe
that is for
that.
national reason because it doesn't add up.
I want to believe because
I, yes,
years back.
I'm lost.
Yes.
I can't wrap my head why. And then because of that decision, even the outgoing youth chair for District 13 has serious reservations on it. I know at the end of the day, he's going to be talked to by some of the officials to back down and follow the party mandate, as they will also say, but also had very serious reservations to that. We had Chokon coming on from the US joining us. Chokon had very serious reservation. You have a senior official from the CDC, Wilmot Smith. Wilmot Smith is a powerhouse in the CDC. We cannot, especially at the level of the district, you cannot erase that. Wilmot Smith having serious reservation. Amos and Son, I think Amos and Son during the primary in 2018. I know Amos and Son to be a very strong sedition. Amos Son, what is his reservation on this white ballot issue? Who do you have? You got the man who lost the primary, the man who won your primary in 2018, and you decided to support him as a party. John Weir, they are all still around. And then
Uh. Uh.
we go to a
Yeah.
primary. We are expecting to see a very serious primary. We are expecting that CDC is now going to say, okay, Edward, if you think you really did well for the people, if you think you really did well for the people, let us go to a primary, let the people make a decision. In no time, you select Edward Papi Flomo and come to tell the people that he won a white ballot. Edward Papi Flomo runs around the district now telling people that money will waste.
Yeah.
Why are we?
Definitely.
Yeah, money will waste. That conversation that money will waste, money will waste. Do you know how many ordinary people got people on scholarship? What's the
But
average tuition? Or what's the average tuition of schools in District 13? That when you're talking about scholarship, you can talk about that. When scholarship? What infrastructure development that we can put to? What key bills? We talk District 13 remains. District 13 is on the alarming rate. I heard, and Senator Sir Joseph made mention of that yesterday. It was
definitely.
good that he pointed out that District 13 is looked at very ugly, national and internationally. What has been Edward Papi's Flomo intervention on illicit drugs in District 13? When especially he has always been accused of being involved at the center of drug distribution in Liberia. If somebody accuses you to that, if somebody accuses you to that level, or there are too many fingers pointed at you for said thing, I think you should use your office to fight back in a way, not negatively, but to impact the lives of those children involved. But there has been no intervention during these from 2018 to current from the lawmaker. But you come
Yes.
back to us.
One thing.
You come back to us, residents of District 13, to tell us that Edward Papi Flomo is is the candidate to be re-elected on a white ballot, we got to be serious. I know somebody will kind of tell me, say, oh, the man Bay Bridge, I know Chinese Bridge, temporary, I know Chinese Bridge, Lepo, and Parao Hall. Let's be very serious now. Edward, the position that
Uh,
you are in, a privileged position. Yeah, Leno, I will let you in. I will let you in, but
yeah,
we have to be serious here. We really have
yeah.
to be
I
serious.
want to believe
Is
that.
Palawa, let me ask you, is Palawa hot? Palawa hot. Is Palawa hot more important than the alarming rate of coups in District 13?
No, definitely. Nobody will want to even support the fact that we all know that District 13 has lost its reputation. It has now become, it has now transitioned into a point where the district is only noted for the bad things. A few months ago, the district was, and it was reported that 100 million drugs was being discovered in the district. After a few weeks again, another another story came about wherein over 40,000 worth of drugs was being discovered. So I want to believe that under the leadership of Ero Papi Flomot, the district is fast and is far deteriorating in terms of the previous image it once had. You understand? But I want to believe they they one of the things that made Edward to contest on the web ballot was mainly influenced by Sir Joseph, because I am being told that most of the activities, whenever you want to, even when Edward wants to respond to a particular emergency situation that has to do with his oversight, he will always reference you to Sir Joseph. I'll take you to my man Sir Joseph. Even the community that I live, Topo community, the ongoing electrification exercise that was done quite recently by him. Uh, it was something that he took the leadership. He took the leadership to the office of Sir Joseph, and I want to believe it was how it was how the process they were able to achieve that particular process. But we have not heard from Amos and Son, the likes of Amos and Son, but I want to believe that they are not very happy with the decision. We have not heard from Wilmot Smith, but I am being reliably told that he is not, by some sources close to him, that he is not very happy, excited about the decision. Uh, there are other people who I know James Sosso, who recently appeared on one of our sister platform on this same network, the Inside District 13. I want to believe that he is not very happy about the decision, but again he said that he is no longer interested in the position of the youth chairmanship for District 13 because he has ascended to a national scene. He just won the position as the Secretary General of the BKS Intellectual Forum CEO. So from all indications, his comments, what he said on yesterday when he appeared, few days ago rather, when he appeared on one of our shows here, he said he is no longer interested. But I want to believe, just as you have said, he will be able to obey the party mandate.
Yeah, because I mean, Sosa of all person, Sosa to reach to the point where he sees or see a position very honorable as compared to a CDC position, it tells you that he has issues. But at the end of the day, he's going to play it respectfully because he is enshrined into the beliefs of the party and he goes with it. But if we're talking about very serious legislation, if we're talking about very serious legislators, CDC would not have brought themselves at the level to which I mean, you go to a primary. At this point in time, especially when there's a very serious opposition built up on you, you want to go to a very serious primary that will rebrand the image of your institution, that will rebrand the image of your party. Go to primary. If Edward comes out of that primary winning, then that's fine. You cannot isolate other people out of the primary You just run your own show,
Definitely.
come out, oh yeah, Edward won't wear ballet. Give it.
You are coming
What
in broken.
happened? Am I still coming in broken? Am I okay now, Leno?
You are coming, Chief.
I'm okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens if Wilmot Smith decides to run independent? Wilmot Smith has a base. Wilmot Smith has a base of patriot, or let me say loving followers. What if Wilmot Smith decides to come in the race to cause an upset to Edward Babi Flomo? That upset could lead to an upset of the CDC or potential CDC victory in District 13. Because you need all of the CDC vote. Now, Edward and Wilmot Smith feels that what happened 2018 was a mistake. It should not be happen. It should not repeat itself. CDC has already lost people like Andy Propla Chala, who has left the party.
Definitely.
Because he on ground that he cannot be a young person with the innovation, wanting to recommend very seriousness to the party, even most especially at the district level, and everybody continue to sway the party because of money. Everybody just on a belly ride. You have Princess Kennedy leaving. You have Amos and Son leaving. You have Wilmot Smith leaving. John Weir himself has been disenchanted since the election process of 2018. All of these people are going to hide themselves in various opposition blocks. It could serve as a very chaotic situation for you a few months from now, and that could mean leverage for either Colina Kratogba or Solomon Chipo. If Amos and Son is disenchanted of you, Amos and Son, majority of the supporters are not going to vote for you, for Edward. If Princess Gabriel Kennedy is disenchanted of you, majority of Princess Gabriel Kennedy is not going to vote for Edward. If Wilmot Smith is disenchanted of you, majority of Wilmot Smith people is not going to vote for you, Edward. They are going to vote for Wilmot Smith. They are going to vote for Amos and Son. They are going to vote for Princess. If they are not running, they will sway their supporters to where they are going. What happens to Edward's vote?
In my mind, it would depreciate. The
vote will drastically depreciate. And don't forget, I hear people saying, "Oh, Colina Crying get money. Don't get it. Don't come. Wake up yourself." The vice presidential candidate for Unity Party and Colina come from the same lane, from the same soil. I can tell you for a fact, the level of commitment Colina Cry is giving to Jeremiah Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn is going to repay that kindness to do whatever he can to ensure that she gets the moral and financial support he wants her to get. You getting that point? She may not have the physical cash. Agree. But with the kind of support that she's giving Jeremiah Kuhn, both at the party level and at the district level with the current role she serves, that kindness is going to be repaid in the coming weeks. So if you have this kind of divided CDC going to an election and feel that Colina don't have money, Edward, you're going to have the most cash, you have to wake up. You don't have money more than the Nima boys. Who is Jeremiah Kuhn associating himself with? With one of the biggest and most respected investors of Nima County. You think these people decide to throw away behind Colina Cry and then you say you get money more than her because you say representative? You're joking. You are playing.
But one of the things we need to understand is the fact that the elections that brought Edward Flomo to the by-elections in which Edward Flomo won, One of the things I am still wondering is the fact that I don't no longer see the kind of solidarity forced. I have personally engaged with some opinion leaders from various community. They one point in time told me that they were mostly interested in the representative bid of Andy Brooklet Jala. They were mostly interested in the icon in the because the doctrine they were actually pushing at the time. They wanted to preach a kind of doctrine wherein the lower New Georgia that include the Billiman Belt, the Battery Factory Belt, some parts of Jamaica Road, Tropical Community. They wanted a kind of person who embodies the kind of attribute of all of the lower New Georgia Belt. You understand? So I don't no longer I don't see those that kind of coordinations. I don't see that kind. I don't sense the kind of coordinations with Edward Flomo because I live in the lower New Georgia Belt. Never a day have I seen Edward having a very important meeting with the community leadership. You understand? The only thing people only go to
Are you
Edward
hearing me, sir?
Flomo. This is somebody. We have a representative who openly tell the people that he runs the district on the basis of an instant. You
So
understand? So
let me hold you off small. We will be
mhm.
bringing Andy on shortly. We'll be getting him online on an audio call from the US to make his own points, and I mean there's another opportunity for us to ask him some questions. I mean needful questions. So at any moment, once you conclude, we will be connecting him for him to make his point. And just to inform, I think our guest was far behind time, but he's just informed us, Wilmot Smith, that he will be on shortly. And yeah,
Yeah,
and then we can, even
yeah,
though we've
definitely.
gone, we don't mind. Today is Sunday. We don't mind going extra. We don't mind taking extra time for us to have this conversation because I really want to hear Wilmot Smith. So you can just conclude and let me bring in Andy.
Yep. So I don't really see the kind of solidarity because oh the elections that brought Edo Pape Flomo to the post of representative. Uh, we now had a representative candidate from Topo community. Now we have Solomon Chipo. We have Willietta Cooper. We normally we never had a representative expiring from the Belema Belt. I am being told that there will be a representative expiring from the Belema Belt. So I can
Okay.
believe that I can believe that if ever we have to retain this position, he must have to what to put up his feet on the fire. But I believe that CDC still have a stronghold in the district because evidenced by what we are seeing on a day-to-day affairs. Many a times we hear them, and in the various community they are talking CDC thing, and but actually Aaron needs to be, he has to be more proactive than just relaxing. He has to be more proactive than just relaxing. On a very
Yeah,
serious
CDC.
note.
Yeah, CDC had thought that they could even that they could even bring a baby on a CDC ticket and they will win Montserrado. We saw that. We saw the trajectory change. We saw one of the biggest financial intervention from Thomas Fowler in Montserrado County, and he was overwhelmingly beaten. So I mean,
Definitely.
I agree with you. They have that mindset. I think the Thomas Fowler situation in Montserrado should be something that they use as a guiding tool. So with that, I will want to bring in now and Honorable Andy Jala. I will call him that name for his level of immense number service that he continues to deliver to the district and having some level of far-sighted leadership. However, we're going to have some very hard conversations. I also want to know what were some of his reservations then that led him, I mean, to the point where, I mean, he just had to take a bar from the CDC and follow orders. As I know, it's no secret. It is posted all on social media because of his friend who he enjoyed working with in terms of her own level of leadership and everything. He is going to be giving his full support to the Boaka County ticket come October. Andy Brobla Jala, good morning from the US.
Good morning, Lavi, and good morning, Linda. Thank you for bringing me on. Are you hear me?
Yes, you are loud and
Yeah, we are
clear.
here. You are live.
Okay,
So
I
yeah,
want to
we
say
are
good
talking.
morning to the
Yeah,
people of Liberia. Good morning to the people of District 13. Good morning to the people of the United States. Be where you are following us from. And I'm glad that I was brought on to make some point and some correction in some of what is being discussed. Starting from the very first topic we have been following, now that have to do with the newly appointed commission who took office yesterday through our official induction program that was held in the district. So the first and foremost thing is I want to say congratulations to Honorable Stanley Elroy, uh, who is uh, who has been a resident and is a resident of the district particular. It's not just only the New Jersey township, or he lived directly within the New Jersey that directly lies within District 13 because the township of New Jersey is not just comprised of District 13, but also going beyond District 13 as far as District 15 and part of District 12. So we want to say Honorable Stanley from our stand as a foundation, the ABJ Foundation in the movement. We want to say congratulations as our chairman, Honorable Heron Kaja Bronsky, yesterday delivered our congratulatory message at the program and give you the only first official gift as a welcome uh, package to support your uh,
The leadership.
office, yeah, in everything you're going to do within the township of New Jersey and that of the district directly. So, going to the point from the model from the host and his colleague, talking about the ascent of the former commission. What's the name again? It's
Stanley Elroy.
no, the former uh, commission Wheeler.
Yeah, Commissioner Wole.
Yeah, commission Wheeler. Yeah, we want to say commission Wheeler has been a very long uh, outstanding commission who has served the township from the time of former president Eddie Johnson Sally. And if you look at the responsibility, one of the color responsibility, I don't want to say responsibility, but one of the color power that is bestowed upon the president, he has a right to appoint at any time based upon his own will and pleasure. And who he appoints need to work within his own, for the country, but at his own will and pleasure. Okay. So
so Andy,
Commissioner
yeah, yeah,
Wheeler,
yeah. Yeah, this is what I continue to say. I know I have, let me hold you up there. I'm not saying that any commissioner or any presidential appointee does not work with at the will and the pleasure of the president. But let's not forget the president works the Bible for the president. In the Bible, his holy Bible is the Constitution. The
sure.
Constitution is for the people and by the people.
Yeah.
So your will and pleasure should also reflect for the people and by the people.
Yeah, but then
That's
that's what I
that's what
said
we
earlier.
that's what I mean. That's what we need to understand. Most times with this, we do this service to ourselves when it comes to this will and pleasure. If the president's Bible is the Constitution and the Constitution is for the people and by the people, the will and pleasure of the people of the president has to be for the people and by the people. So I
Yeah,
was
that's
saying
why.
the president has the power at any point in time to dismiss someone. But if the superintendent went out and said the president has the right to remove anybody because he did work at the will and the pleasure, if they're not working by the will and the pleasure. So I said, okay, but then that's a good statement. But we need to have the commissioner so that he is able to interpret to us during his time of service what was the definition of the president's will and pleasure. Because if the definition of the president's will and pleasure is not for the people and by the people, then it is a problem. I just wanted to make that point. You
Right.
can
Okay,
continue.
sure. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I was just saying the same thing. We all know that every government that comes in assisting through the majority vote of the people, we want to succeed. Okay. It is only based upon their own strategy will make them to succeed or fail. But if you look at the agenda that was crafted by the current regime called the pro agenda, right? If you look at the PAPD, you know what I'm saying? It is directly speaking for in what of the people, you know what I'm saying? It is directly saying that everything going to be good or everything should have been good or will be good for the people. Okay, so President Weir didn't come to power because he wanted to feel his people. He came to power because he had the expectation that he could change the lives of the people and then he could have made things better than where it was before taking over in 2018. Not, it's not 20, but and yes, it's 20 because just right after 2017, he took over in January 2018. So, Honorable William was reinstated by the president in 2018, and Honorable William worked from 2018 based upon his performance. Says right, he was called to stop in or later term that was last month, and then we have a newly appointed commission. But I want you guys to know that we all live within the district, even though I'm temporarily out of Liberia, but soon we'll be back. And I want you to know that the commission office for the Lower New Jersey, I don't want to speak for all the commission, but the commission office for Lower New Jersey was not fully supported from the previous regime to the current regime. If you look at where the commission sit as his official office, I cannot even sit there as my official office to serve the people. Okay, we were even
And now
called.
look at the
We
new
were
office
even
of the
called.
new commissioner.
Yeah, we were even called upon a point in time when we were doing the renovation of the entire automobile police depot there in the district. We were even called to give assistant hand to the commission because the commission have a little spot, have a little room within that depot as his official office. And then we even did some renovation to his office and then gave some other support um, in terms of logistic and then other things. So our question is, through the superintendent or what through the office of the president, the commission couldn't have had a better office. The commission couldn't have had enough logistic to carry on his function. So if you look at just the physical structure, it was actually deplorable, very poor. So you should understand that his function as a commission was also not supported. Okay, because you must know District 13 that also lies within the township, has many companies and businesses that can give her own support when it comes to corporate responsibility to the township. But again, should we always be depending on private entity to be able to give support to the people while the government have the what so responsibility to what do it? So these are some of the things that we need to look at. How be it, the president executive power was what played. The commission should have respected that, be it not certified or be it not timely, as Lyndon said, that he heard from people from the commission that because of the upcoming election, it was not timely to have him removed. That is not an excuse. If your boss asks you to be removed, even if the election is next month, you leave. You know what I'm saying? Because to to work for the people or to be appointed by the president is just a privilege. It is not your right. So there are other privileged Liberians that can play that same role that you are playing. So if you are served from the then regime 12 years, or maybe beyond, and then you came and then serve another 5 years and going to 6 years. Why can you leave if the president asks you to leave? You know what I'm saying? And then you cause a real setup in the township and not even attending to your succeeded induction
No, I
program.
I want I want I want to differ. I want to differ with you. We don't know. I don't want us to assume anything. We don't know what happened in what played out in the background. The ceremony is just the front event. What are some things? What are some arrangements or engagements or interaction in the background that led the former
The
commissioner not to
algorithm is
attend it? That is something that we need to have the commissioner himself have a sit down. It doesn't mean because the president made you to serve that the president is not supposed to disrespect everybody. Everybody under the law enjoys their rights and the privileges. So
Okay, sure. So
I come in, making me giving me the privilege to serve you should not give you the opportunity to disrespect me. If my time of leadership has ended, I should be a formal letter, and everything that will lead to my transition should be done in accordance with law. It should not be that one. It is not your will and pleasure. Your will and pleasure now ends right there by the time you dismiss me. So every other thing that leads to it is in accordance with law and policy that governs the institution. So
yeah, but I have been following the newly
once your
appointed
once your law part finish, where you appoint me and dismiss me at your will and pleasure, and you do not follow the proceedings, the policies that guide the institution on my replacement, my exit, and everything, then you are infringing any infringement that you come with. So we should let us get that very clear. So
yes. So
why the commissioner did not attend, I don't want us to assume on it, but I want us to have a day with the commissioner himself and let him tell the residents of the township what was some of these touching things that happened in the background, at the back end, for which he decided to step away and not to be a part of said ceremony. This is
yes.
what I
So
want for us.
yes. So as I said,
yeah.
right, before we just lay it to rest, you know that we follow the commission in all of the chat room, the new the non-commission, and then even on the in the show of Inside District 13 that was here on Thursday on your platform, where in the where in we were able to quiz the CDC youth and chairperson of the district who also live within the township. This same question about we are hearing of gossip that the former commission is not attending or is disenchanted, and then he turned that as of last, and then Alex and all of adjective that was not even relevant, and now this happened. Okay, so again, as you said, Lavi, we don't have to do what we can do. We have to leave it as it is, and then be able to listen and based upon his right appearance on your platform. However,
Okay, Andy, let me hold you there to inform the public that we have in studio. We will soon be bringing to the stream. We have our long-awaited guest, Wilmot Smith is online. So let the public just be informed that
yeah,
Wilmot Smith is online.
yeah. So
We're about
yeah,
to.
so before you bring in the guest, Honorable Wilmot F. Smith, I just want to move to the topic that you were on that have to do with the CC primary, but I will have to wait for your guest to
Yeah,
make
we'll,
his own
we'll wait.
just
I will let,
something.
let my
Yeah,
guest come in.
yeah,
I could bring you
definitely.
back in to tell me what was some of your disenchantment. I know
All
I
right,
want to
sure.
know some.
Okay, okay. I will wait.
Okay.
Thank you.
Honorable Smith, good morning.
I
Whoa,
think the
everybody
guest
drop.
left, so we can take a break and then come back.
Eh?
I think the guest trying to have a connection. You will take a break and come up. But don't forget that I wanted to have you playing a video that was taken from the presentation where the CDC district coordinator
Why
received
are you
him.
so much on this? this CDC primary.
Because I want to tell you why the CC primary went web ballot in District 13.
Oh, okay, because of the level of. Yeah, we'll play that. We'll play that. Let us take a break and then prepare for our guest. I think we are having problem with our main studio, but I'm certain that he will get back very quickly. We are up. I'm operating from the virtual studio, and my regards to your family this morning, Honorable Jala.
Yeah, me too. My regards to the kids and the madam.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Okay. Yeah. While we waiting for our guest to get back on,
I think he said his internet is bad. Try to have a chat with him. And maybe we can try to reach out to him and see.
okay. Yeah, what video are you talking about? Do you have that video on you that you can?
Oh, yeah, sure. So the video were actually taken from, okay, I think you have a guest coming on. Wilmot Smith.
Good morning, Honorable Smith.
Wilmot Smith, if you can lay your phone like in a landscape mode, it will actually take a screen.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. How are you?
All thanks to God. How are you getting started this morning?
Honorable Smith?
I'm not getting you. I'm not understanding you.
Honorable Smith, are you hearing us? Honorable Smith, you can check your volume. You can
Hello?
check your volume on your device. Are you hearing us? We are hearing you loud.
Hello?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Yeah, we are hearing you. We are hearing you.
We are hearing you.
Hello?
So if you are hearing
Yeah,
us,
Honorable Smith, we are hearing you. Honorable Smith.
I think he seems to be still challenged with network.
Honorable Smith, we are hearing you. If you're hearing us, we are actually hearing you.
You see this? I say he's been still challenged with network.
Yeah, so I think his network is somehow bad. So I was talking directly about automation that was made from the web ballot winner of the CC primary in District 13, the incumbent, Honorable Elder Papi Flomo, making automation
to build the district office.
Yeah, to build the district office, which is a very plus for the coordinator who has spent 8 years in the district as a head for the party, reporting directly to the executive, directly to the chairman in particular. Happy it, we're going to look at some of the things and then listen to what she said, and then see the terrain, and then see the presentation when you talk about the way the honorable was looking, going live from his personal page, because this video was recorded from his personal page. I want the viewers to know it was not sent to us. We took it from your page. You can go there to have a full watch of it. And then, yeah, so that's just what I want to say. So there's a video.
As you can see, 200 chairs. 200 chairs. We brought in 500 street lights. These are the iron for the street light. Also, we want to pay for 30 bananas. Some few horses get burned. giving some people zinc, especially those around the field that are fixed, so as to get their place refusing racism. So there are a lot of projects also brought in 200 points for carbon water as well. So there are a lot of activities to be taken in the district beginning from next week.
So there's the coin.
It will be open. 100 chairs will be going at the district office. Development on the district office. Since 2015, the Mataki has not benefited from a district office. This is the first office under the stewardship of Edo Papi.
So, excuse me, Madam Qualizator. Yeah. So, you're the first qualizator to have a district office?
Yes. Wow. Under district office. In the name of the party. Yeah, not an individual office. Yeah. The district office under citizen. This is my first office since I took over for the past 8 years.
So I remember, okay, I remember the primary speech at the honorable in primary that you gave you 100 pieces of here.
And the chairs are here today.
Oh, that's 100 pieces, right?
Yeah, right now
200 pieces of chairs.
Okay, 200.
100 is for Pastor Town community. 100 will be going to our office.
All right, I'll get back to you.
So yes, so yeah, okay, yeah, you can take Honorable Smith. Yeah.
Honorable Smith, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Happy Sunday. Good afternoon, in fact.
Oh, good afternoon, in fact, yes. Good afternoon. How's everything at your
morning,
residence?
Honorable Smith. Morning.
Grateful we are alive. Yeah, it's morning in the US. Good morning, and good morning.
Okay, so yes, I'll start off right off. I mean, the name Wilmot Smith is no strange name, not just in District 13, but in Liberia at large. So I will just get right in. I mean, we just ended our census. What can you nationally on the night? What can you say about that in terms of the successes, the challenges, and what have you, and what can we expect to mitigate some of these challenges that we heard around the on the various medias and from various individuals and citizens around the country. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. We are proud that we were part of. We are proud that we're part of history making to ensure that the first digital census ever held in Liberia was conducted on our stewardship with the support of the International Committee and all of our local technicians. We also are happy that the international partners have appraised the entire census process as not just meeting international standard but exceeding international standard. That's a plus for us, and I think it's one of the greatest achievements under this government to be able to conduct the digital census, which should have been held since 2018, and that did not happen. We took charge and we ensured that today Liberia had a census. Other countries, Sierra Leone, for example, had to conduct the census twice. Nigeria had to postpone the digital census because it's a tedious process. But we were able to mobilize the country with the support of the president and the international community. And within the space of 4 to 6 months, we after having a long shifting of census date, were able to finally set a census date, train our people, do recruitment, train our people, carry on deployment, and enumeration took place. And so we are glad. With respect to the
Honorable Smith have a technical problem with his network.
Yes, there seems to be a technical challenge. However, the conversation took on a good note, and it will continue. We will give him a chance to come back on. And
So you know, the CDC primary is always interesting, but I just want to start with the question: is there not a competent person within the CDC from 2014, 2015 to have a primary committee chair, except now the SG for the party, George Koji, because Koji has all been the party primary chairperson, but we can speak with that later.
welcome back, Honorable.
Hello.
We understand that your internet is challenged. You are challenged with connectivity. Welcome back.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you can continue.
thank you very much. And so, uh, with respect, yeah, there's a network problem. I don't know how. Hopefully, it can improve. But with respect to sensor governance, I was saying the disinformation and misinformation that saturated the public for so long was a concocted lie and scheme, by some who did not want to see progress, who did not want to see this sensor achieved, including members of the opposition and some elements from within the government did not understand the intricacies of this matter and fell prey to the false news in the public. With respect to sensor governance, the government of Liberia signed a co-financing agreement with the UNFP and the international community.
We tend to be having a very serious network challenge to our viewers, so we kindly request your patience. This is a very good interaction, and we just want to say that continue to hold on, and I hope that our guests can be able to find somewhere ideal that this challenge is to a greater extent mitigated and we can get along with this program. But Andy, you were talking. You can keep up the conversation until our guest is back on the platform.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I was saying, Honorable Javadi Koji, who is the party SG, now chair the CDC primary. I watched all of the primaries that have been held under his stewardship for this year. And I just want to say that these are just mere bluff because you were one of those people who watched closely a primary that was held right in your hand, and then you understood how the CDC directly constitute primary when it comes to picking candidates for their ticket at the district level. But again, we are not deterred. We just wanted to bring people to know that. For me, I've always said that Liberia don't have a party system. We were trying to preach a democratic system our trying to practice, but then those practices are not footed into proper news. And then at the end of the day, I don't want to say that people in political institutions still run the institution as monarchy form of monarchy form of institution, where in that if the person is not playing the tune of certain individual within the party, you cannot surface to that ticket space. Okay, so is your guest back online?
No, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Okay, so District 13 in particular, which is my focus point. District 13, I will tell you if you ask me how the Honorable Frumo come to the ticket of the CDC or West Valley.
Because he was an independent candidate who for a very long time said that he will never ever contest on a CDC ticket. He will remain he's going to remain either an independent candidate or join a political party.
They support the agenda of the president.
Yeah, he will support the agenda of the president. He will remain an independent candidate. But so how come that that decision by him was automatically Like he automatically somersaulted on that decision, and now he is the loon. He became the loon man.
Yeah. So now look at 2018. 2018,
Hello.
Okay, I will hold you up, Andy. Yeah,
okay, yeah, sure.
respect. You can continue. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, you can continue.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, like I was saying, we respect the governance, the census governance. The census was a special project. It's the biggest project in any country. And so, uh, the government of Liberia signed a co-financing agreement with the UNFPA and the international community, which says that we
Honorable Smith
The network is
has to.
terrible. The
Honorable Smith
network
has to
is
leave his house if
the,
necessary, because I think everywhere in his house is not doing him justice. Everywhere in his house
the
is not
network
doing.
is terrible. Yeah,
And Leonard, you were out. You were off for a very long period too. What's the issue? What was the problem?
it was due to power outage. The the tower where we normally receive our current,
Yeah, no, yes,
they
power
were
outages
they
is
were
okay. We know that, yeah. Okay, Andy, you were talking about your former party, the CDC, and how they go about their primary.
Yeah, so we were saying that Honorable Promo came to the district highest seat through the independent slot 2018. And then how did it happen? When Mofumo were invited to the CDC primary because he had been one of a very strong supporter of the CDC in his own private corner, ensuring that President Weah got elected as the president of the republic. He did some immense work in the background as a private citizen, but then he refused to come to the CC primary in 2018, directly saying that he don't trust the CC primary. He openly said that Moba Molu, Kochi, they were all corrupt. You know what I'm saying? And then he cannot come to a corrupt process. So that was in 2018. And then CC had a primary, and Omoflomo went on to go as independent candidate. Omoflomo defeated the party after we
Honorable
lost the
Smith,
primary.
so
are you okay now?
we have Wilmot Smith back on. Mr. Smith, are we good? Can you hear us? Mr. Smith, can you hear us?
Let's give him time to speak and see what happens.
I'm hearing you now.
Okay, yeah,
All right, all
you
right.
can go ahead from where you stopped.
Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, sorry, this is why it's very impeding our
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
what I
whoa.
would suggest for Mr. Smith to do is to to feud the both to I call to have a data on the both network.
And he could come on with audio and close up the video. Yeah, Honorable Smith.
The network is just terrible. I want to believe that he's also subscribing with the Lone Star network. The Lone Star network has been very terrible over the last few days. So okay, we are discussing some of the issues. Some of the issues that we were discussing, it has to do with the induction
Okay, Leonard,
ceremony on yesterday. Yep.
I was just on the phone with Wilmot. Do we have the WhatsApp phone in studio? He could call on the WhatsApp on the WhatsApp line, and then we'll carry on the conversation.
Yep. We have the WhatsApp line in studio, and it is very very active.
So text me the
So
number. Let me send it to
if
him.
he called, I will actually pass him through.
So yes, text me the number. Let me send it to him.
All right.
And you can go ahead. You can be talking. The CDC business that sickness that fever for everybody. Honorable Andy Brubla Chala. What happened now?
Yes. All right. Okay. So you hear me, right?
Leonard?
Are you hearing me,
Yeah.
Lavi?
Yeah.
Do I have the number
You're
now?
coming in loud and clear.
The number.
Yeah, I'm about to text it to you.
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, okay.
You are
So
coming in a bit broken.
All right. So yes. So I'll just wrap up.
Women will be joining off via WhatsApp. I'm sending him the number because his network is very challenged. So he will be joining off via WhatsApp, and we'll just follow through with the conversation from there.
Okay. So yes. So we will definitely say that even though everybody Flomo have been a good friend and or little brother to the president for 2018, he refused to come to the party primary, and then he won on the CDC with an independent slot. Now, how did he win? There are a lot of factors that came to his success story. And then one of those key factors is a matter of fact that it's not because he was a seditious, it is because that other people from the district, particularly from the lower belt, felt able enough to have food or representative near them. And then if you look at the lower belt was not voting based upon party. The lower belt was voting based upon they were descendants, based upon they were descent.
What's taking so long?
Yeah, sending the network just terrible. But the number is the one flowing along the bottom of the live feed.
There are so many numbers.
Yeah, 231.
The WhatsApp number.
231 770 13 13 18. Yeah, Mr. Jala, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was saying that the people from the lower belt were not just voting based upon party level, because you had a lot of people too from the opposition party at the time, the Unity Party, the ANC, but most of them voted on the floor because they wanted to have that change of what leadership in the district. Okay, and then it went on. So when that happened, Flomo had a lot of solidarity votes, not from the CDC, but mostly from the what Kennedy, mostly from voters who were not part of the CC, voters who was not part of any political institution. And then even when he became a representative, he decided to give his support to the CC. A lot of people from the district, particularly from the lower belt, felt disenchanted and then felt betrayed. That we just said you as an independent candidate, we thought you were being an independent voice in the horse, but you would not in bed with the ruling party. Okay, and then some of them up to now, even from the same community that we reside in, do not go with his pattern of leadership. So this particular decision of Nwofomo coming to the CC ticket also have a loop in his vote based upon those who live even in his community who do not want to who want to retire this regime based upon whole lot of factors from the angle, okay, and then based upon some of those factors that we are flecking, okay. So he lost some of those key votes in these areas. But again, let's discuss the primary, the CC primary. The CC primary is not a strange thing to anyone within Liberia on how results are achieved. And then if you look at how the CC have the primary, CC cannot clearly state to the world some of those merit systems that has been used during primary to assort out candidates and then come up with the winner. Because if you look at one of the key things about having party primaries is about having tally votes.
Andy, let me hold you up a bit. Leonard,
Okay.
Wilmot said that he's calling the WhatsApp number, but it's not ringing. Can you please check the phone?
The two phones are on.
So let me call in and see if it will ring. Okay. Because we want to. Andy, you can be talking. I just want to ensure that the guest comes in. Is it ringing at your end?
No, it's not ringing here. The net.
You see it?
Okay.
Is the internet switched on that phone? Look at my screen. You see it?
Yeah, I seen it. The network is just passing through.
You said?
The network is just terrible, dropping.
So how are we going to get past this? What is your WhatsApp number?
Okay, let me try to connect it to the Wi-Fi grid.
Yes.
So let Mr. Jala, you can continue speaking while we try to sort.
Let us see if we can pick up Mr. Smith directly.
You want to call him?
Yeah, we want to see if we can place a direct call to him. Can you hear the phone ringing?
The challenge is if
Mr. Smith, we are trying to see how they will. Yeah, Mr. Smith, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, we're trying to check the internet on the WhatsApp, but I think they too have a challenge on the WhatsApp internet. It seems to be like the two operating top really GSM company have an issue with network connectivity. But however, we can actually pick it up the days, but the problem here is seeing if you would be able to hear them. That's the issue.
I'm hearing is he hearing me?
Okay, so Mr. Smith, let me merge a call from the studio in. I'll call it the studio. Just hang on the line. Let me see if I can merge a call. Just hold on. Is the 18 number is on? I'm trying to call.
Yep, the 18 number is on. Yep.
So try to answer it and see if you can link it to the broadcast.
Hello.
Yeah, hold on. Hello. Are you hearing us?
Yeah,
you're coming loud. You are coming loud.
Yes. So can you hear Mr. Smith?
He hasn't spoken yet, so let him try to speak so that we can. Hello, Mr. Smith. Hello, Mr. Smith. Hello, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, can you hear us? Hello, Mr. Smith.
Hi, Lino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Can you hear me clearly?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah. I am hearing you very, very clearly.
Very clearly. Okay. Can we proceed now?
Yeah, we
Lavi,
can
can you hear
proceed.
Mr. Smith? Lavi, you're on mute.
Lavi, you are
You can go ahead. You can go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, you can proceed now. You can proceed.
You can go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr.
Lavi,
Smith.
can you hear Mr.
Lavi
Smith?
is hearing you. I am hearing you. He has provided. I know he has provided you the instruction to go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So like I was saying, let me thank you again for the effort made in making sure that we continue on this show. So I was talking about census governance. The government of Liberia, like I said to you, entered a co-financing agreement with the UNFP and the international partners. That document says all of the census money will be controlled by UNFP and the partners. The technical assistance will be provided by UNFP and the partners. The government of Liberia, all of the entire census project contributed $3.7 million. That money was not placed in Lydia's account to be used. That money was given to Lydia to transfer to New York. So we had to transfer all of that money to New York to the bank, the UNFP account. So Liberia as a government, as a country, Lydia as an individual did not have the census money as was being speculated and provided falsely in the public. So all of the census money was in the census basket form, controlled by UNFPA. The contribution from the World Bank was being controlled by the World Bank through the PSFU, the local office in Liberia, coming from the Hit Swap project. So like I said to you, the census was a milestone. Look at right, telling me how to conduct their census plan in the first year of census. Nigeria has postponed that over 6 times. We were able to achieve that. We are proud of that. And that is why nobody from the international community or even the government of Liberia has said $1 of the census money was stolen, missing, or misapplied. Those are from Butterfly and undesirable agents and anti-developmental agents to malign our reputable character and to ensure that they show up that part of the census. And they feel the census results have been welcomed and celebrated by the international community, and the data have been used to inform developmental decisions. The government of Liberia has an opportunity to review our own developmental plan with respect to the outcome of the census. And so we are proud again that our public record speaks to tangible, speaks to something that in the next 10 years, in the next 100 years, when the first digital census is being discussed in the next 500 years, when we are nowhere around Liberia, there will be a country called Liberia existing, and the first digital census has become a historical element, and our names have been recorded in the book of history for achieving such a milestone.
So, Smith, why do you think there were so many speculations? Because in Liberia,
Hello?
we have our own. We have our own.
Yeah, Honorable Smith, Lavi, Honorable Smith is not hearing you. Honorable Smith is not hearing you. Except you want me to pick up you on the other phone and add you to the call.
Yes, that will be fine until
All right, so
can have it.
Smith,
No, but it will affect
Yeah.
my internet connectivity as
All
well.
right, so let me see if I can get Lavi on. Hold on, Smith. Hold on.
Andy, if you do that, it will affect my call.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, sure. I know that.
Leonard,
Yeah.
you connected it to the Bluetooth now?
Yeah, I'm trying to connect it to the Bluetooth so that we can have Honorable Smith live in our broadcast.
Yeah, if you don't. Okay, Honorable Smith, I wanted to ask this question. Why is it that we have just too many, or we had just too many words going around the public? You know, we have our own Liberian proverb that's lived with us from generations to generations, that wherever there is smoke, there's fire. So there were a lot of information around financial malpractices. There were a lot of information about the original people who were being selected. They were being thrown out, and CDC had to send their list that you, Honorable Smith, acting in the position at the time, had to consider. So that was the reason why we heard of protests, and some people, some enumerators posting pictures of protests, blocking highways and all of that. Why were these things happening if in fact that all of these things were untrue, and it was just purported by the opposition, black and few instruments within the government, to derail the good process that people like you were involved in, so as to give Liberia a better image and the respect they deserve as a respected nation? Honorable Smith, it's over to you. Hello?
Hello?
Andy, was I heard clearly by Honorable Smith? Today.
Hello? Lavi, are you hearing Honorable Smith?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you hearing now.
Why is
politics? Misinformation and the action of some of those misinformation. That was the problem with it. I told you the unity of I was trying to those are the people who have, for example, who rent in the budget. They want to take the money back. So they make information for actors. Some people who are better agree to provide their home for all renters on the day of finish. We said, no, we're not finished again. The regular partner, we got a partner supposed to give us. The main information placed in the public was so unfortunate by the opposition. And like I said to you, unfortunately, interestingly, some of our own members of government, fell prey to that. Later on, they realized that those things were not true, they were not accurate. And so that was the situation. I missed all of the blackmail, I missed all of the misinformation, I missed all of the challenges we have, and some of the initial technical hiccups. We were able to come out strong, train people, recruit people, train people, deploy people, collected data, and today we have a result. And so, yes, we did not have control over people who had a desire, who go to bed with a desire, wake up in the morning and providing misinformation and disinformation to the public. People who had a desire to conquer lies, to undermine a progressive developmental process. All we had to do was to stay the course, keep the focus. And we all have the price today. We have the results that we will be using for the next 10 years to help us plan our country in terms of our developmental agenda.
Okay. So, Honorable Smith, are you hearing me?
Did you understand Mr. Smith? Because I want to have a
conversation. I heard everything he said.
So let me try to see if I can connect you. Hold on. Just for a minute. Can you give me a call quickly? Lincoln, I want to have Honorable Smith on the line.
So the code is 66
66
9163.
As for what you instructed me to do, I have taken
91
63.
9163. Hold on, I'm trying to get him off. So let me see if I can enter here. Honestly, just a minute, we're trying to get you on for your listener to follow you.
So please, Mr. Smith, please record through the Bluetooth. So I don't know as to whether Lavi is hearing the call through.
Yes, so I think
Lavi, are you hearing the call through?
Are you hearing us too?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, so Mr. Smith, can you go ahead? Lavi can go ahead.
So did they get my most recent point?
Lavi, Mr. Smith is asking you.
Did you get my most recent response to your question?
Yes, sure. We actually got the point that you made. It was brilliant. It was clear. So we just want to go ahead with some other concern surrounding the census, because we have followed the case in your most recent lawsuit against one of the media institutions, so that the name can be clear as for public record. Because one of the things that makes a man is a reputation, is a character. And then we also saw some press release from the Franca Student Unification Party that we all are part of as veteran. And then we did see some other releases from all youthful groups directly with from the opposition community, more particularly from the district, wherein some of them were numerators and some of them tried to politicize everything because they are afraid of your candidacy that you might have come out as one of the major forces in the district upcoming election. So you want to speak to some of those things?
Well, it's not surprising. It's not surprising. Some people just get saying bright stars, shining stars, and you don't put stars on yourself. You know, it's God who provides all of us stars, who lead us. And so this is something we've been through all of the time, and that was some of the reasons why you saw this sustained campaign against one Wilmot Smith. And I like the fact that you brought the lawsuit. You know, we filed legal action against Stanton Weatherspoon and his phone communication network. We got an initial ruling from the judge putting Stanton on bail denial because the school lawyers in the case are saying that they don't know Stanton Weatherspoon, which is very laughable. In fact, Stanton Weatherspoon is not the CEO of phone communication. We all know he is. They say they are only there representing a school network and not Stanton. And so we pray the judge to place him on bail denial, separate the case so that we deal with the phone communication network case, which is more likely to kick off in the coming days. And so those are the progressive steps we are taking. Because we know, you know that since the census process ended, nobody, all of those who signed up to the census process, nobody has said one other meeting. The U.S. ambassador has been one of the campaign, not the chief campaign spokesman for the census. Every time he speaks on the census, it's positive. And people from district and people from Liberia should be celebrating us. That the U.S. ambassador and all international partners are having press conferences and speaking, you know, negative or challenging the government in other areas. Hello?
Yeah.
So, welcome to the Focal Talk. We are having some issue here with network challenge. My co-host Lavi is struggling with network challenge, but we are trying everything to ensure that we come back. We have just lost Montserrado Smith, so we have been talking, we have been discussing about some of the trending issues in our district, and we have elevated the discussions to the national level where Mr. Smith is saying that the motive behind his dismissal was entirely political. So people saw him as an obstacle towards conducting a free, fair, and transparent census. So because of that, man,
I am hearing you very, very clearly.
So because of that, they felt entirely embarrassed with the fact that Mr. Smith was conducted a free, fair, and transparent census. Now he has said that Liberians, it has been speculated in the Liberian comments that he was involved into
contribute to the development of the state.
I'm hearing you. He has provided, I know he has provided you the instruction to go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Smith. So we understood
none of the collaborating partners who were actually partnering with legends to ensure that
points on the census. We just want to say that was all enough clarity for the public. The records are there, as you said. So we don't want to move past that census and talk about the district. So people who go to that, we want to take a little break to see that we get our host in studio focus, then we can proceed.
It was entirely political. So we are trying to
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, we are back.
Lyndon.
Yeah.
Hello. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Smith on the line. Let me just get your attention. Mr. Smith, are you hearing Lyndon?
I heard when he responded to you.
All right, so Lyndon, can you get Mr. Smith?
Yeah, I can hear Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith is loud and clear.
All right, so you can pick it up. So as I said, Mr. Smith, we have already talked a lot around the census. As I said, the records are there. people can go to refresh it. Your character in the public can speak for itself. And I just want to talk around some other things because the district is our primary concern. But again, you are not just a district stakeholder, you are a national figure, serving from the AFA all the way to legit, and then looking for the highest seat at the district level to represent the people at the legislature, which is the first branch of government. So, Linda, you want to have any question around Mr. Smith, FA, and legit role before we go to the district conversation?
Yeah, one of the things I didn't get from Mr. Smith is it has to do with the compensation issue. So I really want for Mr. Smith to further elaborate on that particular segment of the discussion.
Okay, I tell you, compensation was an issue with the UNFPA. It's the United Nations Bank that reform for payment. So the payment, you know, the UN system is cumbersome. Go through a lot of rigorous processes. The process is rigorous, the financial process to get payment done. It go through a long chain. And so, yes, there was delay in some instances in terms of the compensation coming on time, given the cumbersome process. But that delay was not about money making or people eating money. It was just a system issue. And so the UNFPA, anyone who has taken compensation from Lagos on the census, ask them to text message if you see the mobile money by Echo Benson UNFPA. So we have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, there is one question that I have for you, and I believe that this question is very key. Since you were wrongfully dismissed in your own ward, has there been any international partner who raised a red flag on why the running the government decision as inappropriate?
The executive branch of government Nigeria is headed by the president of Nigeria. The president appoints and the president dismisses or dismisses. And so no international community can usurp that function to say to the president, don't fire the president or appoint this person. All right? And so why you could see clarity, and so that is purely presidential function. And we are aware of the presidential power provided in the Constitution. What is important for us is that our stewardship, we don't have a checker pass. Our stewardship was monumental and was corrupt-free. And so we are proud of our stewardship, and that has been added to our resume. Yes, it reached the resume. All of these things were untrue, and it was just supported by the opposition class and few instruments within the government to build the good partners that you have, like you. And so you come in, both are not getting a question.
I was speaking.
Honorable Smith, is over to you. Yeah.
Is that Lavi?
Yeah. And can you just repeat the question for me?
Linda.
Yeah.
Who was speaking just now?
Hello?
It is Lavi is the one who is speaking.
Lavi?
Lavi, are you there? Lavi, are you there?
Lavi, we're not hearing you.
There is a
Focal TV. bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. For God TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. For God TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. For God TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. For God TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia.
Okay, we are back. Yeah.
Honorable Smith was interrupted by a background call on the phone. Maybe Lavi tried to connect. So, Honorable Smith, are you hearing us?
Yeah.
No. Can you hear Honorable Smith?
Yep, I can hear Honorable Smith. I don't know
Okay.
who was actually speaking randomly.
So I think it was Lavi.
I didn't.
He tried to bring him through the-
Okay, Mr.
Yeah,
Phil,
but
you
I
can
was
proceed.
answering last question.
No, the question was not clear for Honorable Smith, so he couldn't respond to that question. However, Honorable Smith, thank you again for your deliberation on the later
And
issue.
let me hasten to say, besides providing stewardship over the Gulf digital census, that's not only another endeavor that we have on that. At the LFA, the Nigerian Football Association, where we want to serve as vice president, when we took over the LFA was under financial sanction from FIFA. And so we put in place strong alternative measures, executed very clear financial policies, and led to the LFA being removed from financial sanction. And today, as we speak to you, over 15 million have come through. You know about the ministries we carry across the country. You know about the projects around here from the LFA. And we left the LFA without anything again. There's no record of $1 missing on our stewardship at the LFA. And so for us, everywhere we go is for acquiring wealth in a hurry. It's about service delivery. It's about delivering services to our people. It's about leaving lasting legacy.
All right, Honorable Smith, thank you. So, Lyndon, you heard him. He talked about some of the achievement, honor their leadership when he was serving in executive category at the FA. And Lavi, welcome back. You're on mute if you want to talk. So we want to dive into all the issues surrounding Honorable Smith ambition for this upcoming election. Lavi, you can take it from there.
Yeah, I was just getting too much echo, so the repetition was just too much. How?
Yeah.
So okay, I think that situation has been resolved. It has been put under control. So, Lavi, you can proceed. Are you still getting the feedback?
I was getting the feedback.
But I think we are good now, Lavi. You can proceed. Maybe it's on the call.
Okay, Honorable Smith. So let's get right into District 13, and thank you for the time you took. I'm still getting the feedback.
Lavi, you're there. You are loud, we clear, we are understanding you. Honorable Smith is getting.
Yeah, you said let's get the District 13. I'm upbeat, I'm optimistic. Let's go.
Yeah.
Lavi, everything is cool from my end here. We are hearing you. You are coming in loud and clear.
Lennon, it is not good. It is not good from my end. It is not good from my end. The words have been repeated twice.
It is like if you have two receivers on, you have to mute one. Or you turn off one.
I don't have two speakers.
I think
I'm using it on my PC.
All right, go ahead. It's better?
Hello?
Yeah, it's better now. Lavi.
I think for the
Are you
fact that
getting us?
let me just go ahead, Honorable Smith. Now we are down to the district talk. I want to just get right into the primary. Yes, a couple of days ago, the party that you represent, the coalition for democratic change, had a white ballot primary, saying that meaning that all of you people, including Wilmot Smith, has seen overwhelming accomplishment from Representative Edward Papi Flu, and people like Wilmot Smith no longer desire to contest, but rather in party, in the spirit of the party, support Honorable Edward Papi Flomo that he continues his good work in the district. That is what basically a white ballot would mean. If you have people like Princess Gatewood Kennedy, or people like Wilmot Smith, people like Amos, the owner for Amos and Son, that is what it will mean for them. All of them who have political interest in the news that they still have that desire to represent the district, their party will give the current representative a white ballot. That is what it will mean, that all of them now see the good work of Honorable Edward Papi Flomo, and they don't need to consider any decision like that anytime soon. What can you say to that?
Thank you very much. The last time I know there was a primary held for and I remember Andy Zala was one of the participants that contested. We contested in as much as the president had floor, but that was to some extent was competitive, and we had in the open days, that's by the floor, they were flawed though, and they will agree with me. But what I'm hearing now is very shameful. Very shameful. We were not communicated to about any primary. We were waiting for the date. Primary has guideline information with respect to when those who want to contest you apply, when the application process ends, when they will go through scrutiny, all these processes were never followed. And so it's news to me. It's shameful. And even the representative, if I were the representative, Honorable Papi Flomo, I would be calling for, an open and transparent primary. If I'm very confident I have worked, because there's a difference between election and re-election. When you are seeking re-election, you are running on your records. And so, if I'm a representative, feel strongly that I'll serve and deserve re-election, will be coming back to my people to seek their indulgence. I will be happy for an open and transparent process. But like I said to you, what I'm hearing is very shameful. That's an element of democracy, and it shows that the representative, in his own wisdom, is convinced that he has not lived up to the hopes and aspirations of the people of this protecting. And so it's out of desperation that you will get it by any means, hook or crook, you will get it. And so I see a desperation. I see democracy over there. And when people are desperate, you can go out any limb.
Okay, Mr. Smith, I pick up two things for you. The first thing have to do with the primary 2018. And I don't say I was also part of the process. You came second in the process after forceful vote was swapped in favor of the winner at that time. And now you are saying on the second point that you were not communicated to for this primary that saw the incumbent Honorable Flomo coming as a victor on the white ballot. And the third point is Honorable Flomo himself needed to see if his people from the party angle in general will be or is willing to support him. Is willing to support him. So he should have tested a fair primary and see if he could have overwhelmingly won that primary, and then that could have shrinking himself in a process to come. So these are the things that I pick up from your point. And as I said to Lavi earlier on, the whole primary issue about District 13 need to be questioned. This whole primary would need to listen to the party executive from the district to tell us on what grounds, on what criteria, what are those requirements that they took.
I'm not discussing it from the level of the party. I'm looking at the district, right? You have potential people who may likely want to go to independent candidate. You now decided that the current representative wins on white ballot. So I want to ask Mr. Smith, with this decision now that Edward won on a white ballot according to your own political party, are you considering to run as an independent candidate? Are you considering a run for the District 13?
Well, I think that bogus exercise is a great disrespect to the partisans, to the leadership of the district, the partisans of the District 13, the entire district leadership that have been working with all of these partisans to ensure that the party presidents remain here outside the representative structure. To come overnight, all right? I mean, I was watching a show and it was just created district office. You've been represented for 5 years. You know the party in the district office. But we've been working here with the party, okay? Our district leadership in our party is a disrespect to the party and the intelligence of the district leadership to just come and say this man is a web ballot candidate. What it means is that we don't have any regard for the rest of the parties in the field. We're going to have a repeat of 2018 here. In 2018, when the ended really true at the primary, when some of us were about to win, and that result was being thwarted, the partisans said, I like that part, and when they were changing delegates at 11 hours, the partisans said, this professed winner of this primary has not been identified with us. He's not one of us. He's being imposed on us. And we are not going to vote him. We'll be looking for somebody who has been identified with the party or not. And so you have transfer aggression. And so our party promotes benefit from our transfer aggression as a party who were an independent candidate. And these are all our party of talking by saying the strategy was after the candidate was imposed on us. They now we try to hear the strategy was after Party Fumo won. And it seems to be people are not looking for history. And history is the best picture. To come and impose or superimpose President Party Fumo on the people of District 13 is parties of District 13 and the district leadership without consulting or allowing them to provide information to executives of our party.
From the Smith.
No, Andy, let Honorable Smith speak, please. There are key points I want to take from that. No, go ahead, Honorable Smith. You're talking. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, we live in the district. We are doing work in the district about providing information to the public. You are doing a lot of work in the district. You are no fear to this district. It's an open secret that Representative Papi Fumo was given a chance to serve with all congratulations him for 4 or 5 years. We allow him to work to serve our people. It's clear that the record shows that his performance cannot give our party a re-elected seat in District 13, and we need to maintain that seat. So we have to show our party for any future or further political immediation in District 13.
That means that the people of District 13 should expect that Wilmot Smith is going to contest the seat.
we have to intervene and show that the party wins the district agency, and so we'll be doing it for our party.
So that means that for the sake of the party, Wilmot Smith will have to take a very bold decision to come forward to represent the people of District 13 and properly represent his party.
Yes, we're going to have a repeat of District 2018 to ensure that the party continues to provide leadership in our district.
Looking at that, that means division right away that is going to spark. What advantage could that mean for the opposition candidates looking at people like Solomon Chipo, looking at a person like Colinio Kratok, but you have a Princess let's assume that a Princess Kidwo candidate contest, Amos and Son contest, or Wilmot Smith contest, or Edward Papi Flomo contest. Do you think that
Okay, yeah.
Well,
that would not be a thing that says seat? Do you think that says seat will finally move away from the coalition of democratic change to either the ANC, the Unity Party, or any other political party?
Well, like I said to you, it's going to be on the basis of our records. Politics from a core district 13 know how involved we've been with them in terms of empowerment, in terms of engagement, in terms of developmental projects. All right. When we saw the job opportunities, we found out for parties, we found out for our leaders within the district. The district leadership, the various zonal heads will tell you, the central executive will tell you, I think what we've been with this party from time to time, finding job opportunities, finding empowerment, getting our young people paid. When we went to the LFA, we gave Princess Conway the opportunity to be a part of the LFA family. She's now an employee of the LFA. She's from the district. So our records, two fees. They gave up with high school to have a bill on our football team today. It took our leadership. It took our decision to say, let the fee be used. People accuse Wilmot Smith again of being bribed. They say I was selling the fee. The Chinese people give me money. This less physical mind, when you are looking at the bigger picture, they don't look beyond the horizon. They look right before that. They don't even look beyond their feet. And so that fee is all your football man. You get football team, you president of football team, you president of basketball team. I'm going to invite I'm against that director to qualify Georgia FC and Georgia Raptors for the second division league for both football and basketball respectively. That's how we empower young people in our district. And so they said, why are you allowing the fee to go? I said, because we don't have a public high school yet. We need a public high school. We can find a community land later on. Or we can develop another area later on how to put a fee. Today, the William Public High School is there. And as a result of our advocacy and our sins, when the first class was graduating from our school, over 350 students, I was recognized, appreciated, and was asked to serve as the keynote speaker. I was the keynote speaker for the first graduating class. I provided diplomas to the graduates. The records are there. 2,000 people today is administrated on our supervision. What do? We took people from the community to work on that field again to get some income. All right? That is what we're going to do. And so in New Georgia market, if we went there, for example, we had the privilege and opportunity in our president to leave. We saw to it that the conditions were telling you to be improved. And she brought the idea and developed our structure. And then later on with the county development form out of the San Joseph, improve the structure. And improve what we learn. And so everywhere in this district, whether job opportunity, whether infrastructure development, all right, whether personal interaction with our people, honestly, that plan being out there in the community, it's something that we've been doing, it's something that we'll continue to do. And we've been doing it for the good of the district, and to catapult our party politically, you know. And so we pay our dues. All right, these are national projects in the country. All of those names you just mentioned have no idea of that name any major national project will success leave the same handle the project before coming to the success story. We have that record evidential. All right, there's nobody, and one of the names you mentioned includes Honorable Papi Flomo, who has that record of service nationally and the district wide our community. We serve the young people as the president of all young people in this district. We serve as chairman of the district council, Honorable Representative County. We've been involved with this district, and we have a vow to make this district better. We will continue to be involved with this community. Like I said to you, this is where we're born, raised, and so educated.
So this
and
is
we have a vow to make this place better. And so look at
yeah,
you.
so yeah, so I listened to you. Yes, I listened to you, and it seems that you've done a lot, but not with the coordination or with the coordination and close coordination of the current lawmaker. Because I think that you people are from the same institution. If you have one person that the institution intends to support at this point, I think it is very important, looking at how very important this election is going to be, how tense this election is going to be, tense politically. If you have a Wilmot Smith who's done so much, and then you have an Edward Papi Flomo who has some level of national service by default because he's a representative, not been necessarily based on performance. How be it, service or without service, Amos and Son got his group of supporters.
Let me correct you.
I'm coming. Princess.
Oversight responsibility. Why is he doing that? When he come to the people to say, these are the laws we pass for educational help, blah, 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 blah. These are the areas, these are my positions, all right? He has no
why is it that an astute man like Wilmot Smith, with the level of leadership skills and competences, is not able to just walk and look out for an individual like Edward Flomo, who is a representative representing his party? This seemed to be
actually, we had a primary. We had an open primary. I was certainly going to challenge Papi Flomo at our primary, and I was going to defeat him because I've been more involved with the leadership of the district for years, for decades. I've been involved with them. They all know what I stand for with respect to supporting the party. And so I said that there's a background that a scheme of concordance to ensure that we do not have an open primary.
Why do we always have a challenging CDC primary? I can remember the most recent was 2018, and again you voice out your dissatisfaction, your concern when John J. Weah won. Now we are back with another primary that is not this time. It's not where everyone voted, but now it's on a white ballot. What do you think is the problem with the leadership of District 13? That is headed by the district chair Antoinette, and what recommendations do you think? Because to a greater extent, the Honorable Sergeant is involved deeply with the leadership of District 13. What are the lapses and what recommendations do you think you can put forward to your party, especially your party district leadership, that tend to rebrand the institution into one that reflects your values?
We've not given the district any time to do their work. And so you cannot single out the district for a negative blame of, sometimes structure hold down our truth. The decision of which was not making, so you cannot blame her. And like I said to you, the 2018 primary, because elements in the executive did not listen and wanted to impose have their will. We all saw what happened. We got the backlash. The party lost the seat, and the party regained the district on a public promo, knowing that he was a tradition, you know. And you remember the acrimonious changing then, you know. Between Honorable
Mr. Smith.
and the representative hopeful, you know. There were picture changes, they were more like abusing each other, and so I don't know what's going to be the trend this time around. I don't know the condition under which they had those acrimonious exchanges, whether the situation have changed, whether somebody was telling a story on the other person, or whether they were speaking the truth or they compromise now. Those are the issues we've been looking forward to the coming days. But I can say to you,
maybe this time around there could be more internal conflict with a Wilmot Smith contesting, a Princess Gato contesting, or Amos and Son contesting, or Edward Papi Flomo contesting, and a person like Colina Pratopa and Solomon Chipo is happy that you have a lot of in-house fight amongst the CDC, and either of them could take the advantage and win the seat.
Honestly, I want to ask two questions. The first question, I want to ask two questions.
You have a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Okay, the first question is directly to the leadership of the district headed by Coordinator Anthony Bomba. You left up praise on the grounds that you cannot hold responsible because at times the decision get her stuck and she just have to flow with the situation. But this thing really is on the record here. We just played a video saying that since she took office as a coordinator of the district 8 years ago, the district have never had an office space for CDC. And then having an astute man like Wilmot Smith in the district who was appointed in the government. What has been your own involvement with her leadership in ensuring that the district had a permanent office space? Because I recall that Honorable Sergeant Joseph had his personal office at the Trophy City where the primary were held in 2018. That was not the CDC office. So what has been your own workaround with the leadership of the district under Anthony's leadership to ensure, because Anthony is on record praising the lobby club after she received 100 pieces of chair at the resident yesterday, wherein the honorable man was also saying in that video, telling his followers that he will ensure that the CDC leadership have a district office on his watch.
All right, thank you very much. That's a very good question. And over the years, I work with the leadership to ensure that we have a party office. The leadership, the entire CDC leadership in District 13 will tell you that we provided cash to do a district office. I honestly is that there were also other operational challenges, and to the information that those resources were being used to have the office, the district coordinator run. And the coordinator and the leadership have made that pronouncement even to the level of the public national chairmanship, informing them about our contribution we made. And so you cannot, no one can dispute that. Besides, that's what I said to you, it's shameful for the representatives, all right, the flag bearer of the party, the one who says you are representing the party, to be within the district while making frantic effort, providing care to run our party office. I also learned that Tijani Williams, you can contact Tijani Williams. the general governor also contributed to what was getting on party. And so we brought in the last guy to complete the payment for the rental office. Even before the primary in 2018, we asked the party to find a place that would pay for 2 to 3 years to get started. And the leadership, there was a bit of an iron fight they were trying to get, and every time we understand that. So, but for 5 years, they need to be in leader of 5 years. That's the first time the representative meeting with the district leadership giving them party office. It's simple. 5 years, the representative in the district, because the party no more than have regular meeting, leadership meeting. They get invited out to meeting. Okay? The last time the representative had the, so when they just now realize that the party leader of the district office, because he got a so-called one ballot out of desperation, and now you see what they have his own power structure. He has his own power structure. You're not what's going to the leadership of the party in the district. He got Asha as the women chair. You put them in the district, you represent your own power structure. You have to recognize for the last 5 years, he did not recognize the leadership of the coordinator and her team. We were duly elected and put into this district by the national party leadership. Honorable Flomo had not been working with the leadership, he had not recognized that. And so, like I said to you, and Andy, from a previous vantage standpoint, you know, you were part of this thing. There's a back scene story. There are things that are taking place in the back, and so you put the coordinator in a current situation and condition. We understand that, all right? We understand that. I know the public humiliation the coordinator has gone through for the last 5 years, lamenting that the representatives were not recognizing the leadership, you were not watching it there. And these are information that was being elevated to the national executive level. And so, to see what is happening now, the representative all the district, anything he does that he's paying our debt. So he can go buy land and bill, the district officer will be happy. He owes the district a lot. So then he pay our debt and retire honorably.
So do you think these kinds of internal wrangling just at the door of election cannot just negatively impact the district result, but also the national result at 2013? Do you think it can anyway impact that?
With the intervention we're going to be making, and with the support of all of you agents of change, and our parties in whom goes how engaged with them and how well we mean for this district, it's not going to be a negative impact. There's going to be positive outcome. There's going to be positive outcome. All right. These people deny.
Are you trying to say
deny John Weir on ground that he was not involved with party things? It was an overnight thing. These same people are still around. These same people are still echoing these same sentiments. I'm hearing them. They've been talking to me. You know that, and a lot of people are calling me. You have to come in because we do not want opposition from the ruling party as well to take this thing because yes, our representative will not win this thing. We're not going to vote for him. So you got to come in. There are plethora text messages and experience I've had from various communities. From your community and the budget party, you know that. I come on, other guys have been calling me, talking to me, both friends, I mean, the calls and requests are just from everywhere that we to sit back means that when we don't make this thing, you cannot sit back.
Okay.
Yes, so we have
Smith. Okay, so thank you.
we have
we've held you here for long. Yeah, we've held you here for long. Now we're going to close up the conversation with the one of the very pressing issue in our country is a national discussion, but also it's a district discussion. And in fact, in yesterday's remark made by the representative, the Honorable Senator Sir Joseph, he mentioned that the negative image of District 13 in terms of illicit drug usage cannot be overstated. What do you think can be the intervention made in District 13? Because I personally would want to feel that your government has been slow in enacting very serious laws around drugs, and they have made a very serious mistake in their last nearly 6 years, not declaring the current state of illicit drug use as a national health emergency. But today it is overwhelming. There's no way to really put words to it. The use of these, I know, kush or whatsoever, with people now lying in the streets and doing everything. What do you think can be the intervention at the district level and at the national level to ensure that there is a total and a drastic reversal of this action that will cause a very chaotic situation in the next 5 to 10 years?
I didn't listen to the representative of it, but I remember in 2018 when the campaign was on, he was using the John Weir campaign. We did a record for accusing our former being a drug law. And they were at the moment exchanging. I don't know whether the sentiment has changed, but anything that is destructive, anything that has a propensity and ability and proclivity to undermine a society growth should not be taken lightly. And so the southern drugs is something that should not be overlooked. It's not only about laws, it's about innovation. What activities are we introducing to distract some of these people from going to take drugs? Yeah, the law is good, it's fair by deterrence, it's very good. But at the same time, there should be some innovative programs going along with those things. And at the moment, those innovative programs are not available in the district. And those are some of the things we will be coming up with. I've seen some of my very close friends, more like brothers, in this trouble by the substance. We lost some of our finest brothers and sisters. That situation is going to create a brain drain. All right, and at the same time, we must not be labeling our brothers who have allowed their bad habits to take over them. We have to make effort in rehabilitating them, because some of the people you see are one of the best schools in the country, some of the finest minds, and we need all of our potential people to bring about the necessary development we need in this country, in our district. And so we have to reach out to our brothers. We have to empathize, we have to use the law, we have to be specific, we have to redirect them.
I think we lost. I think we lost Honorable Smith. Yeah, he has been on the line for too long.
Right after he only needed his parting comment because of the struggle we encountered, and we just did not want this program to go without being live. Mm-hmm. We did everything we could. Mm-hmm. So yes, we want to say thanks to each and every one of you who bear the patience, who followed, who listened, and most especially to Wilmot Smith himself. I think he was really patient enough, and this is what we really expect from public leaders or people who aspire public leadership, to do everything at all costs to make their voices heard, to speak to the people, to engage the people through whatever means possible. So I say thank him very much. Even though this was something abrupt, he did not give out his parting comment, as some other people are going to have it on. So Andy, if you have anything to say, because you two have been on call for a very long time, you can say it, and then we can call it today.
Okay, so I want to say thank you to you, Lavi, for being in studio virtually to ensure that we have this edition of Fokai Talk air for the people. We want to say sorry to our listener who has all been following us and have time with the issue we ourselves. We did everything possible to hear Mr. Smith on the call for about 1 hour 34 minutes. So the call had to be cut off because we had to call him directly from our US number and then keeping him on that call directly online because the internet was very bad. But how be it, there are a few things that Honorable Smith said, and I want the public to know that Honorable Smith will be a candidate in the upcoming election. Honorable Smith also stressed the importance that he's not fighting the history at the leadership level, but he's fighting for his party legacy. The same way that it happened in 2018, where this enchanted sedition thought that Mr. Weird, that is John J. Weird, and the Kennedy of the CDC was not for the party, has not been for the party, and he was senior, and then people took their vote away and gave it to one of the Promo who you saw as one of them. Now the question I was coming back to Mr. Smith was, okay, so do you think this sedition will take a vote from them and give it to you? Because almost have demonstrated a lot of in there for CDC. Even though from another angle, we understand that on the promo is a complete mess when it comes to leadership and the leader. This guy cannot be or face for the people of Bishop Devin because Bishop Devin have very smart people. We cannot have a bookers and lawmakers that will just sit in the legislature to say yes because it's in the interest of government or executive, and then take and whatsoever benefit that you see, they then come to impose it with a lot of temporary tangibles, for the people who are see. Even though I'm agreeing for some of the work that he has done for the people, again, you cannot, all of private citizens in the economy in the district doing the same. Okay, you get Mr. Chibo, you get district Kratopa, you get this in Kennedy, you have Mr. Amos, saying one of you. Okay, even if I were to come to the election today, I also one of the individuals that is my private corner that can point to some tangibles that we have done for the people of the
Yeah, Andy, we are not basically talking about, we are not talking about his tangibles. I mean,
so
we had
these are some of the things that
but I mean we talk.
But we have to stick to the we have to stick to the domain of the conversation because
Andy, the platform is open to everyone. You and I know that I have personally reached out to Edward Flomo. Edward Flomo is not banned from this platform. Edward Flomo should be able to come, or anyone should be able to come and speak for on his behalf. We have broad issues we're talking about. We're talking about the manner in which the primary was held. We had other things to discuss. We have exhausted all of the time. No, Andy, we have exhausted all of the time in the program. No, it will be like us restarting the program. It will be Andy, it will be like us restarting this program, which for us to carry this program, we've been here from 10 o'clock and 10:30, just imagine, until it's almost 2 o'clock. So we could have another day where we'll talk a lot about these other things. Leno, who sat in studio amidst all the challenges, I will just turn over to you.
Okay, sure. So let me just close my side quickly. As I said, right?
So I want to say at least 30 seconds to close.
30 seconds is good enough. Yeah, sure. I want to say thanks so much to Comrade Lyndon for taking his time early morning hour, like 8 o'clock. He was in studio, making sure that everything was in order for him to have the show for us. I want to say a lot of respect to you, and we want to also say thanks to every one of you who have been following us by our Medium, Facebook, or YouTube platform. Thank Thanks so much again, Lavi, and have a pleasant day from my end.
Okay, thank you as well. Leonard, you can
Yeah.
give your
So
party comment.
okay. Yeah. Okay. I want to thank the host of this program, Ernest Lavi Lincoln, who has invited me over. I'm more of open to have sitting on this platform so that I can be able to grow myself internally, because the issues every day we as human beings we have that kind of thought to be open to I call education. So I'm hoping to sit with you on this platform as a co-host to you, so that I can be able to internally grow and have some of the best ideas with regards to how to pose questions and how to cross questions and generate the best feedback as possible. So as I have promised that I will reach out to the outgoing commission, so that and hopefully I will give you the feedback during the course of the week, so that we can schedule him on the next edition of the program.
That would be good. That would be good. And thank you so much for the compliment. I myself to sitting with you gives me the opportunity to learn so much. So yes, folks, thank you for all your time. We will ask you if this video is going to be posted on our page. You can go back at any time to refer to it for any reference. Just know that whatever we say, they are our own views and not views of anyone. We don't take charge. We don't take responsibility of anything our guests say. Our guests say what they say, and you can hold them responsible for these things. So thank you very much, and we look forward to another discussion. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, goodbye.